I just sold off all my crypto, and in this exact video I will be explaining that. I will talk about this massive Bitcoin breakdown here on that ascending triangle we've created here on the 4-hourly time frame. I will talk about the most important Bitcoin support levels, that gigantic Bitcoin breakout that is going to be happening anytime soon due to the fact that volatility is hitting all-time lows, and yes, more than $1 billion worth of liquidations are going to come anytime soon, and I will be explaining it exactly in today's update video. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap out that like button back above 800 likes. That will be absolutely incredible. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. And first of all, I want to be once again quickly pointing out, we created the CME gap and we filled up the CME gap immediately once again. It only took us a couple hours before filling it up again, because yes, over the course of the weekend, Bitcoin hit $71,000, but due to the fact that it was weekend, we created a massive Bitcoin CME future gap, and yes, after that, we saw a massive crush towards the downside after the weekend was over, and basically right now Bitcoin is once again back at the price where we started this weekend at. So nothing really new has happened, and yes, in the beginning of the video I told you I sold off all my Bitcoin and that I'm done with crypto, but I quickly want to say, look at what date it is. Of course, I will never sell my Bitcoin. I will never do so, and it will never stop with this industry, because this is an industry where you can make tons of money, and I am not stopping anytime soon. But what I do need to give you some very important information about is, of course, this massive Bitcoin breakdown that we're potentially seeing right here. And I don't want you to get fooled on this exact breakdown right here, because yes, we can clearly see that Bitcoin exactly got rejected by this important resistance line here on the top side. I have discussed many times before on the channel, you can't go anywhere without knowing that I clearly told you that this was of course the main level of resistance we need to be breaking above of. And ever since right now Bitcoin has not only seen 1, 2, 3, but 4 retests of this exact level, I'm expecting that the breakout of this resistance is going to be happening fairly sooner than later. And yes, indeed, we've right now seen a small break of the downward upward sloping support line, but of course what I want to be pointing out here is that in the bigger perspective, I believe that we should currently approach Bitcoin with this very big support here on the lower side and this big resistance here on the top side. And as long as Bitcoin is just consolidating between those two ranges, I don't expect anything significant bad is going to be happening or significantly good. What I'm expecting is that the big breakout for Bitcoin is going to be happening once we either break below this very important support level around $68,000 or either above that resistance above 71.3k. So I'm going to be looking at those two levels. Currently also Bitcoin is retesting that upward sloping support line where we got supported by more than 4 times in a row, and ever since the first time we touched it, we already bounced quite significantly towards the upside. So this is a very important level that you should also pay attention towards. And I mean, honestly, if I'm looking at the 4-hourly time frame, looking at the Bollinger Bands width and looking at the Bollinger Bands in general, we can currently see that the Bollinger Bands is getting massively squeezed up here. The Bollinger Bands is sitting at the low not seen since the 26th of February. And what happened on the 26th of February is that, yeah, the volume and the volatility was so low that at the breakout, we saw massive volatility and Bitcoin surged up over an approximately 28% in just a matter of 2 days, which is of course quite insane. So Bitcoin once again is seeing very low volume, very low volatility, and yes, at such points in the market, we tend to see massive breakouts happening. And if I'm looking at the funding rates and if I'm looking at the liquidation heat map, we can currently see that more than $1 billion worth of Bitcoin liquidations is laying somewhere around 72,300. So once Bitcoin is going to create a new move in general, I think that first of all, we're going to be seeing a move towards the upside, because the majority of the liquidity is laying above us and not below us. So I think it's going to be inevitable that Bitcoin is indeed going to be hitting that $72,000. But of course, funding rates are still fairly high, not extremely high, but yeah, this is still sustainable in my opinion. A lot of people are still opening up long positions, but still the majority of the liquidity is laying above us, and those are of course going to be short liquidations. So expect that is going to be happening next. Also, the spot ETF flows, we've not seen any ETF inflows yet, because of course it's been weekend and it's been Easter. So yeah, we're not going to be having any data at that point. And if I'm just looking at Bitcoin, just like I said in the beginning of the video, if we were to be seeing a breakdown of this very important level here, I've still got my order set up here around $60,000 to $59,000, where I'm going to be opening up an approximately $1 million worth of Bitcoin long positions. So still very interested to be doing that if I have the opportunity to be opening up that position. I still think that the most likely scenario is indeed that Bitcoin is already going to be bouncing towards the upside from off this point. But if we were to be coming down, I would take this opportunity with both hands. Further on, we can currently see that Bitcoin has closed the highest weekly candle ever in history, and that we've actually confirmed the weekly candle close above the previous all-time high. And I mean, the last time we did so, Bitcoin went absolutely exponential, and once again, this time around, we're doing the exact same here. Bitcoin confirmed a new bullish weekly candle close, closing around $71,200. The first ever weekly candle closed above $70,000. And this is, of course, quite insane. And with the information in the back of our heads that the Bitcoin halving is only 21 days out right now here, we're expecting that, of course, volatility is going to be hit the markets. And like we know, if we're just looking at history, usually Bitcoin goes the most exponential after the halving and not before the halving. And that is why I still believe that the most gains are still yet to be realized. So this was it for me in today's update video. It was definitely a shorter video than usual, but of course it's Easter. So enjoy your days. And yes, it's the 1st of April and April Fools. So don't get fooled by anyone else. I fooled you already. I am not selling my Bitcoin. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.